If you're trying to run a basic barbell strength program like StrongLifts or Starting Strength, but your shoulders are just too beat up for the typical barbell exercises, this is the video for you. I'm going to show you how to modify the program using specialty bars and alternate exercises so that you can get healthy, stay under the bar, and keep building muscle for years to come. So I know what you're dealing with, guys. I went several years of this cycle of getting really strong, being able to train for a year, maybe a little under a year. And then every time I was starting to reach a peak and hit a new level of strength and muscle, my shoulders would start acting up, my right shoulder. And for years, I held on stubbornly to the basic barbell exercises, like the regular squat, the regular overhead press, regular bench press, even though one of them, if not multiple of them, was just not agreeing with my body. And I did it because mainstream strength coaches and popular people would say stuff like, if you're not regular squatting or if you're not pressing like this, you're a pussy. You're not doing it right. You're not going to get the most out of your body. You're not going to build enough strength. The first thing that I really want to tell you guys is you need to listen to your own body, regardless of what any influencer or online strength coach tells you. If something does not agree with you, stop doing it. If I would have listened to my body, I would have several more years of gains under my belt instead of just being injured all the time, not knowing what to do, feeling lost and sad and depressed because I couldn't work out. So number one rule, even with the tips that I give you today, which I'm pretty positive are going to help most of you out, most of you are going to be able to get under the bar again and finally feel normal again. But if anything that I give you or anybody else gives you isn't working, just don't do it. Try something else. Along with the other legal stuff, I'm not a doctor, blah, blah, blah. This is just what worked for me. So the first thing that I did was I identified 2 exercises that I thought were giving me the most issues over time. The first one, and I think the most serious one, the most serious culprit, was the barbell overhead press. I always developed shoulder pain, bicep tendonitis, and it always happened from the barbell overhead press, I think, for the most part, is what was causing it. So that's the first exercise where I really had to look at, and even though it was one of my favorite, I eliminated it and switched it out. The next one was just regular straight bar barbell squats. Those were also irritating me. My shoulders don't like to be pinned back in that position for that long, especially when trying to do low bar squats. So that was the other one where I was like, okay, we got to modify this. We have to get rid of it. We need to see a different way to squat because I think this is just giving me too many issues. So the first thing that I bought to change up my squats was the safety squat bar. And this is the safety squat bar here. It's got leather pads. It just sits on your shoulders. It allows you to hold onto the bar without having to really pin your shoulders back or put it yourself in a weird position. It was made popular or famous by the psychos over at Westside Barbell, Louis Simmons. They really started using it to build really strong squatters. And it just gives your shoulders a nice break. Now, this bar is a little bit different because the weight sits more in the center of your body, a little further back, not quite a front squat, a little further back than a front squat bar placement. So when you squat down with it, when you're not used to it, you'll feel the bar kind of try to tip you forward, okay? But you get used to it fast, at least I did. As long as you treat this squat like any other squat, and guys, it doesn't matter how you're squatting. If you're squatting, all the mechanics are still the same, okay? Each squat variation will feel a little bit different, but as long as you're initiating the squat, you're breaking at your knees, you're letting your torso bend over to keep the bar over the middle of your foot, you're going to have a good squat. It's going to feel great. It's not going to hurt your knees. And again, this bar does feel a little bit weird at first, but you get used to it, okay? So this is the safety squat bar. Highly recommended. This is the first thing that I would do if you're having shoulder issues, is switch your regular squats out for the safety squat bar. And I'll make a more detailed video on this bar, but you can use this, guys, as your main squat really for the rest of your life, unless you're going to enter like a powerlifting meet. Since squats are a little bit harder than normal squats, there is a huge carryover. If you put 315 on a safety squat bar and then squat that for a while and then go back to like your normal straight bar squat and put 315 on there, you will notice that it feels way lighter. This bar has massive carryover to regular squats. So regardless of what anybody says, you can build the same amount of the size, strength, and muscle as the regular squat with the safety squat bar. The next exercise that I added that I kind of swapped out was I got rid of the standing overhead barbell press. Made me very sad because that was probably my favorite exercise to do, but it was messing me up. So instead, nowadays, I'm doing neutral grip dumbbell press overhead so I can keep pressing overhead. And again, this took a lot of pressure off my shoulders. I don't feel it anymore, and I'm able to get up pretty heavy. I'm currently on what am I doing? The 50s or the 60s overhead. I just got some power block adjustable dumbbells there from my home gym, and I'm doing about 60 pounds overhead now in each arm. It is, look, is it as cool as pressing a bar over your head? No, but it allows me to still press overhead. And honestly, it's good to do some dumbbell work. I have noticed that from doing these, my shoulder size is still there. I'm still getting bigger and stronger in my shoulders, so that's good. And also the dumbbell work, it'll help out your other presses like your bench press. It's good to do dumbbell work so that each arm has to work independently. You can bring up your weaker arm. There's nothing wrong with it. And hey, it's better than nothing. So this is the next best exercise that I did along with the safety squats, as I just got rid of the overhead barbell press. Just too many injuries. I kept getting bicep tendonitis from it too. So this was another huge pivotal switch here. The next thing I did, guys, was I got myself a neutral grip or multi-grip angled bar for bench pressing. Again, that neutral grip is going to take a lot of pressure off of your shoulders and allow you to bench in a more healthier way for human anatomy in general. So I picked up this bar. You can see it's angled. It's got all kinds of grips that you can do. I use pretty much every grip. I mostly use the grip that's like the second widest. But then I do my bench presses mainly with this bar. And again, it feels a little strange at first because, it's angled, and when you first get it in your hands, it tips a little bit and you got to straighten it. But it keeps your wrist straight and it allows you to bench in a way where you don't feel it in a bad way, at least I don't, in my shoulders at all. And I made a whole video on this bar. I think I titled it the barbell, or the bar that saved my bench press. I'll put the link in the description if you want to check that out. A lot of people really liked it. It was like my second video on the channel, so go ahead and watch that if you want more information. And again, just like the safety squat bar, this bar had huge carryover to the regular bench press. I don't know if it's because it forced my triceps to come up more because this hits your triceps harder, but something about this bar really made my normal bench press feel lighter, which was awesome and completely unexpected. I thought I might actually lose strength for some reason, and that's the thing with a lot of these bars, guys. I used to always have a stigma against stuff that wasn't just a normal barbell. Damn, was I wrong. Like, all these specialty bars carried over perfectly, and I'm now able to do normal bench presses again. By the way, my shoulders are healed up enough, and I still use this bar a lot too. But yeah, this is another great bar. So those were the main things I did to really change my life, guys. It got me back under the bar consistently. I am now lifting as much as I want now. I'm working out 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a week. Thank God. Like, for a while there, guys, I thought I was going to need to have my shoulder rebuilt or that I would never be able to lift again. And luckily, I was able to switch things up, rehab myself, not have to get any kind of... I don't ever want to cut my shoulder open, because I think once you do that, you ain't never going to be the same. From what I've heard from everybody that I know that's gotten it, even if you heal, you're just not the same. It's better to leave it alone unless you really have to do it. But yeah, I really healed myself. If you do those things, if you switch up the exercises, get those bars that I mentioned, change your grips to neutral, I am very confident that most of you watching this video are going to have a night and day difference. And again, if your shoulders are messed up like mine were, number one, what I realized is nothing's ever going to heal on its own. You can rest it and rest it and rest it. It's still going to feel like shit. You eventually have to get under the bar or do something light, and it's going to be uncomfortable, but you have to PT it yourself. You got to get some therapy in there yourself and slowly build yourself back. Okay, and that's how I did it. Now I have no shoulder pain. Again, after I thought I was going to be done forever. Now, I'm going to show you 2 more pieces of equipment and other exercises that I do as kind of like bonus options. The 3 main things I just showed you, again, it's going to cure 99% of your guys' stuff, but if you want more variety or just more insight on how I'm staying injury free, just check out the rest of the video here. Got a few more bars to show you. All right, guys, we have the transformer bar, and it's very similar to the safety squat bar, but with one major difference that makes it awesome. It allows you to squat in like 5, 6 different positions. Look at that. You got front squat, back squat, low bar, high bar squat, SSB, safety squat bar. You can just pull the pin and change what kind of squat you want to do. It's the holy grail of squat bars. Now, this is the Kabuki transformer bar is what it's called. It was made by a company called Kabuki Strength, and I think I was one of the last humans to get an actual Kabuki bar. I don't think the company sells it by itself anymore, which is a shame because their bar was the best. I think they sold their patent to Rogue, and it's now the Rogue Transformer bar, and you can only get it on Rogue's website. And from the pictures that I see, I think I got lucky that I got one of the last Kabuki bars. The Rogue bar doesn't look bad, or I don't think it's bad, but I've seen many people online say if you can get an original Kabuki bar instead of the Rogue design, it's just better. It's easier to adjust. It feels better on your back. So lucky me. But anyway, if you want to check it out, and I'll put the links in the description for all these bars, guys. I'm not trying to sell these bars. They're not affiliate links to get paid out from Rogue or from Titan Fitness, who I get my equipment from, most of it. It's just so much of a pain in the ass that I don't even bother signing up for their ridiculous affiliate programs. So, and all this advice, all these bars I'm mentioning, guys, again, I have no financial gain here. I'm just trying to help you out. But yes, this is me, and this allows you guys, the reason I got this bar is because the safety squat bar is great, but I wanted to have that low bar feeling again, and that's what this bar lets you do. It's currently on the low bar setting, and now I'm just low bar squatting, even though I don't have a straight bar on my back. The barbell and where the weights are is exactly where it would be in a normal low bar squat, as you see me squatting right now. And it just feels amazing to be able to like normal back squat again with the weight kind of behind you than just always doing the safety squat bar. So again, this is totally optional. You don't need to get this. This bar is expensive. I think I spent like $700 on this bar, but for me and maybe for you, it'll be worth every penny to get that low bar feeling again without killing your shoulders. Last but not least, guys, we have the trap bar or the hex bar. And a lot of people, especially like barbell influencers and strength coaches online, they give this bar a lot of shit. They say that it's worthless. But this bar, again, helped me train and stay injury free. It helped me do 2 things. It helped me train and do rows and deadlifts when I was experiencing bicep tendonitis that was directly related to my shoulder injuries. And if you know anything about it, if you've dealt with the shoulder stuff for a while, you know that the shoulder and the top insertion port of the bicep, they're all connected in some way. If one is pissed off, the other is going to be pissed off. So this grip here, this bar allowed me to keep deadlifting and rowing without pissing off my bicep and letting my shoulder heal at the same time. So that's why I'm including it in this video. And it helped me rebuild my deadlift, because every time my shoulders got injured, if you don't do a deadlift or squats or anything for a while, I don't care how technically good you are. And guys, I was a personal trainer. I've been teaching people how to lift for a long time. That whole thing, like if you don't use it, you lose it. At least for me in deadlifts, it was a real thing, man. If I wasn't deadlifting for a good long while, and then I came back and I just couldn't deadlift. I couldn't get my legs into it the right way. So that's another reason why I bought this trap bar. But not only that, I also discovered that the trap bar allowed me to do rows, as I was saying. While my shoulder was irritated, my bicep was irritated because of that neutral grip, and you're more in the middle of the bar. It allowed me to do rows. Like rowing with this bar also feels awesome. So even outside of shoulder injuries, if you just want a bar that makes rowing feel really, really good. Nobody talks about using the trap bar for rows, but damn, dude, this feels so good on my back. I love back training, and when I can't do back training, I get really upset. I want to build a fucking Ninja Turtle shell on my back. I want my back to be huge and big and thick. And if you love doing pendlay rows off the floor, especially starting from the floor, powering them up, again, this bar, it feels amazing. If you have shoulder issues or bicep issues, good luck doing this when you're injured with a straight bar. It's not going to feel good. It's going to feel like absolute shit. And then nowadays, my deadlift, guys, I do straight bar deadlifts again. And here I am, over 300 pounds for the first time in a long time with the deadlift and exploding up with ease. And this feels awesome. I never thought I would get back here and building my strength up again like this. So there you have it, guys. This is the video that I wish somebody had made, 5 years ago and that I would have listened to. Nobody really makes practical how to train with when your shoulders are messed up barbell stuff. Only thing you usually find is like one of two things. You find the meathead channels where they'll just call you a pussy if you can't do a certain thing. That doesn't help. Or you'll find the PT physical therapist channels trying to take advice from a guy who's got no muscle on him, has no fucking idea what it's like to be a lifter. My 3-year-old is stronger than him, and I don't want to listen to those people either. So this was my approach. If you want to get back under the bar and get strong, try it out. At least try those top 3 things that I showed you in the beginning of the video. But if you really want to stay healthy forever, like all the bars that I mentioned, all the exercises that I mentioned, again, completely changed my life, got me back training again, and now I'm bigger and stronger than ever. And one more thing worth touching on, guys, all those bars, if you don't have a home gym or if you don't have the money to invest in all those bars, which it can get pricey, you can still get access to them usually, but you're not going to find those type of bars at normal corporate big box gyms like LA Fitness or Planet Fitness or whatever. Insert big box gym here. You're probably going to have to go to like an actual bodybuilding or powerlifting gym that's independently owned or a little more underground to get these bars if you can't just buy them yourself, if you don't have a home gym set up like I do. And you're just gonna have to do what you have to do. Find local gyms that are independent in your area. Either pop in and check out what the equipment they have, give them a call, say, hey, do you have this bar? Do you have that bar? Do you have access to this bar? And see what they have. But if you can't ever get a home gym, I highly recommend it. If you're serious about this stuff, about getting big, strong, building muscle, invest the time, the money, get the space needed, have your own stuff if you can.